So I was watching American Psycho yesterday, well, last night. Interesting. Interesting movie, especially if you're like really deep into psychology and understanding human behavior. I honestly don't even have anything negative to say about it. I just think it's one of those movies where it takes an intelligent person to comprehend the story writer's point and what he's trying to point across the screen. There are some contents that require a person to have a high level of understanding. I'll make an example with Game of Thrones. I don't think a small minded person, I don't think a very intelligent person would enjoy things like Game of Thrones. The dialogue, the sarcasm, the double entendre, the jabs. Some people wouldn't get that because they're a little bit slow, and it's okay. We don't all have to have the same IQ level. So there's just certain things that only cater to deep thinkers. You get the gist before everyone else in the room gets it. Um, I think it was the same with American Horror. So someone looking at it would be like, what? Why would he say that? Why would he do that? But when you come from a highly intellectual place and you love psychology, you understand that this was pretty much just a breakdown and a narration of what a typical psycho is, how they function and how they think and how they operate. Okay. Obviously, towards the end, I did get confused if whether he did commit all those murders, since Paul Allen turned out not to be dead, even though we saw him kill him. So I think that the American Psycho didn't commit those um, crimes. I just think it was a little walkthrough down his brain and how he thinks on a daily basis. But this is the part that I think a lot of people kind of let slip up. Towards the end, he said, "I don't wish for a perfect world for anybody. If anything, I want everyone to experience the pain that I'm going through, and I don't want them to escape." And so I don't think he really create or committed all those crimes. I think that was just a foreshadowing of what is truly happening psychologically with the psychopath. Okay. And then this got me thinking about narcissists and what I know about narcissists. And I was like, nah, psychopath is definitely the narcissist boss. And then the boss of them all is a Machiavellian, you know, sadist. What do they call them? People who take pleasure in people's pain. Like seeing you in pain, screaming for help, actually makes some people turned on. So there's different levels of monstrosity. And so with American Horror, for me, I thought I'd be scared, to be honest. I don't know why, but I thought that I just, based on some of the clips I've seen on TikTok, I thought it would just be gruesome. But yes, it was gruesome, but I was looking at it as a clinical psychologist. I was watching it as a psychology student. It was just a deep dive into his brain and the chemicals and how, like when they were busy showing each other's, they were showing each other business cards and flexing, and how when one of the guys, some of the guys complimented this guy's business card more than his, the automatic thought was, I can't believe everyone likes his card better than mine. And then all of a sudden he was plotting to kill that person. And so that's how the mind of a psychopath works. Absolutely no reason. But also for me, like the bigger picture, like the biggest thing I learned from this, it's kind of like cliche, but whatever. Hurt people hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. People who are unkind, people who are mean, people who mistreat other people for no reason, or sometimes even for gratification. I know them, some of them are even in my family. Those are hurt people. Those are people who are incredibly injured from the inside. What makes them a monster is the decision to want to spread that hurt that they feel. That's what makes you a monster. Making that decision that I'm going to allow this pain to turn me into a villain in someone else's story, because I want them to feel the pain that I'm feeling. I want them to go through what I'm going through. And so I am going to be the monster in their life so that they can feel the wrath and the hatred and the pain that I am feeling. And yeah, I think if anything, this movie also helped me to stop internalizing people's behavior towards me. It's got absolutely nothing to do with me, how someone treats me. It's got nothing to do with me, how someone decides to receive me. It's on them. Honestly, it's got nothing to do with me, you know. Of course, I as a person should strive to be a good human being. Hold on, I'm thirsty. I need some water. Don't mind my outfit. I was shooting content. Mm, I love me some sparkling water. So yeah, like if anything, this movie kind of just taught me stop internalizing people's behavior towards you. It is none of your business how they treat you. It's not. I think as long as you strive to be a good human being, to treat people with love and respect, then how they decide to receive you afterwards, how they decide to treat you afterwards, it's not something that you should, because I have that problem. I have a problem of, you know, I like to psychoanalyze the way people treat me as a reflection of who I am. I've been doing it for years, and because of that, I have unfortunately, during the years become an intense people pleaser, so much so that it has hurt my pockets. It has hurt my pockets. Actually, it's not funny, but I'm laughing because it has hurt my pockets. It has hurt my psychological state of mind. It is just like it has hurt a lot of things. This thing of, because for me to care, why? Because I don't care how. I care why. Why did why did this person not respond when I said hello? Why was this person so adamant on making that joke even though he knew that it would offend me? What is it about me that made him think that? I try to dissect things to try to kind of blame myself and make it about me. And as sad and unfortunate as this is, I do think that there is a little bit of narcissism in that as well, wanting to make everything about yourself in a way. Why is the first thought not, well, he or she's probably having a bad day. As long as I was good, as long as I was kind, as long as I was respectful. Moving on. Instead, you just kind of, why was is it the outfit I'm wearing? Is it the, it is a little bit narcissistic. There's a bit of narcissism in that, and it has come with a lot of bad stuff in my life. Again, back to people pleasing and stuff like that. So, American Psycho just kind of showed me that it's not all about you, sis. Some people are just not well. The chemical balance in the brain is off. How they treat you, how they receive you, has got nothing to do with you. Move on with your life. Strive to be a good person. Stop internalizing people's imperfections as a way to define who you are or what you deserve. So it was a good watch. It was. It was interesting. It was a bit funny. It was disturbing how they wanted to add a bit of humor, because at the end of the day, this is a serial killer. It's depicting a serial killer. So the humor is a bit, naughty. It's a silly choice. But as a psychology student, it resonated with me because it made me understand that people are far more complex than we would like to believe. And with that in mind, stop taking them seriously. It is not about you. That's my review. I hope you enjoyed this video. Till next